Those who know me certainly know that I cry a lot. I feel like I'm the Robert Smith of this table. You're listening to the Funkatronic Rex podcast, where a few self-proclaimed piratical nerds running a friendly local game store discuss the board, card, and tabletop gaming community they love and serve. We tend to be the goofy, gregarious, and non-grindy gaming geeks of the community. Welcome. All right, folks, thank you so much for joining us again. This is the Funkatronic Rex podcast. We are here at Funkatronic Rex in the belly of the beast recording. My name is Court. I am one of your co-hosts here. I like to run all of the organized fun games, get things going with some chaos sprinkled in the store, and get you guys playing stuff, teaching you games, hosting games. That's my job, and here I am on the Funkatronic Rex podcast. To my right, we're going to switch up the order. Who do we have?
I'm Mike. I am the master dinosaur assembler.
I see that.
Of the shop.
Yeah. This is a robot dinosaur you're building.
I mean, what else would you expect with a Funkatronic Rex in its name?
Ooh, good point. Very good point. Right on. And then keep cruising in order. Who do we have across from me?
I'm Alex, the Pokemaster.
Alex, the Pokemaster. Yep.
Actually, not really. I'm like, not quite, kind
No
of.
badge.
I will
No
get
badge.
you the badge.
It needs the badge.
I know.
It's been months, man.
Before
Months.
you leave.
Like, I'm acting as a Pokemaster without having,
I
the
appreciate
actual,
it.
perks of the job.
You know, honestly,
get arrested for that.
I got to tell you, that's not on him. That's me. It's my job to make sure you have the proper tools.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. I will have a Pokemon badge. Stat!
You can get in trouble for impersonating an official.
What we need to do is
I just walk up, pretend to be a judge, and have no idea
Yeah.
what I'm doing.
I need to make you like a military thing where it has like all the different Pokemon sets as flags or something. Like a Pokemon general kind of. Oh man! And keep cruising to my left. Who do we got?
Michael.
Michael, the premier employee.
I sell you
Number one.
things.
You sell all the things, and if you spend money,
Okay, good.
you get good. Apparently, that's Alex's thing. Spend money, get good. I don't know what my catchphrase is. Listeners, if I have a catchphrase, please tell me what it is. I have no idea. It's probably just yelling once I get into the shop or something. I don't know. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. We've got all 4 employees here back to back. This is phenomenal. We're going to get Alex in before he leaves us for Europe, which I'm assuming you're never coming back. Why would you? Why would you ever come back to Arizona? So thank you for being here. And listeners, thank you for listening. Patrons, thank you for patronizing.
Patronizing?
Thank you.
Being our patrons?
Thank you. Thank you to all of our patrons on Patreon. Guys, we have a Patreon. Please get on there. We're going to be releasing exclusive content. We might have already released it because this is the future. I am recording this and releasing it in the future. I'm so thankful to be here, and I'm also thankful that upcoming we have a Lord of the Rings Day, July 13th. Very excited. Once again, the community is growing. We're going to have multiple tables, as I stated before. Thank you guys to anybody who's come out before. If you have, you know what to expect. We're trying to get this game growing even more. I want to take over the store one day with all tables Lord of the Rings. That's a hefty goal. I'm hoping that this will happen, but we're going to have a potluck. All the details will be on our Discord. Please check it out. More details on our website, funkatronicrex.com. And we've got painting days every Wednesday this summer, 2 p.m. to 8. We've got the painting table open. Bring your Battletech minis, bring your Warhammer stuff, whatever you want to paint. Bring your D&D minis. We would love to just sit down and paint with you. I would love to sit down and teach you some stuff on how to paint. Or if you're amazing, show me how to paint better. Either way, thank you guys. Come on down, paint with us. Now, retroactively, the Frogtown Get Down has happened.
Yeah, it's gonna be was rad.
It is at the time of recording. It hasn't happened. At the time of this release,
It'll
has
be
happened.
rad.
So,
We should like dub this with like a updated commentary
Yeah. Well-
on the Frogtown Get Down.
either way, thank you guys for coming out. It was fun. We had a blast. We will have. I feel like I'm time traveling right now. This is crazy.
1.21 gigawatts. What the hell's a gigawatt?
Anyway, we've got a lot of fun stuff planned for the store this summer. Mike's dropping stuff.
Don't worry,
This is great.
I got it.
That one sounded bad.
I got it.
Okay.
We're fine.
Okay.
Nothing to see here.
Yep. Michael, what do we got?
We got Star Wars Unlimited.
Tell us about that.
You can force choke.
Jeez.
Dark.
Start with that one, yeah.
You get force choke.
Hey, yeah, a card called force choke. All right.
All right.
Very nice, sneezy. I don't know.
Well,
Force choke.
What does it do?
it Vaders you. It does the Vader.
It Vaders you, yeah.
Okay.
Does it destroy a unit or something?
No, so it does. So it costs 2, but if you have a force user, it only costs 1, and it does 5 damage to something. That
Holy
has to be
crap.
non-vehicle, so you can't like force choke an ATSD.
Right.
And then
I
the
could.
controller draws a card.
I could.
Are you kidding me? I'm Vader-like with my powers, and the cockpit just crumbles.
But
Don't
Mike,
tempt
there's an empty Red Bull can behind you, and it's not even fully crumpled. It's just like a little dent in it.
Hey, I didn't want to intimidate.
Oh, okay. So Sundays, you've got a bunch of folks coming down to play and trade and all that stuff.
Yep. It's super casual.
Yep.
As in, like, we haven't like monetized this at all. Like, there's no, as of right now, which past into future into, I don't know, something about time.
Yeah.
As of the time of the recording, it is truthfully come in with what you got. Have fun, play some games. If you need some cards, all the people are always open to trading.
Cool.
I've seen a lot of people just be like, "Oh, cool, you need these cards? Here you go, man. Just take them."
Yeah.
So it's cool. I think right now with the shortage of actual product for us to, less packs for us to open and whatnot, I think our crowd has accepted that and like, oh, cool. We're going to help out as much as we can when you can't get your own cards.
I agree.
So
I've seen that a lot. Manny, even in the early stages when we did have product, I was talking about building a Twin Suns deck, the multiplayer format. He's like, oh, here, take this. He gave me a ton of stuff just to build with, just because we want people playing.
yes,
It's great.
and not having stuff to buy sucks, but
Yeah, that's not on us. That's
not on us.
Man,
I promise I'm not holding all the boxes
It's
in the
my
back.
fault.
But it's not really.
It's jokes. It's jokes.
I'm not holding boxes in the back and opening on the down low. So
No.
trust me. I wish I could.
We used our last box for a draft, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which
Tell us
will
about
be-
the draft.
If we do hobby highlights, that's kind of like my
Ooh, okay.
cheat. Because like again,
Yeah.
past, future.
Time is irrelevant.
By the time,
Look, whatever you do, when you run into another version of yourself, don't shake its hand.
Wait,
You're
why?
fine.
What happens?
Don't time cop yourself.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Saying.
so yeah, by the time this episode releases, the draft will have been at least a few weeks old that I did. But yeah, we did a draft on Saturday. It was really cool. I kind of wanted to be greedy in that, like, well, it's on Sunday. When we do stuff on Sunday, very cool, but I can't play in these events. And so Saturday was like, all right, cool. Let's move it to Saturday, and I can be part of the masses. And everybody understood. It was fun.
Well, let's cruise down through this with hobby highlights. So tell me.
Wait. I gotta ask though. You played the draft. How'd that go? Or is this the
That's what I'm going for.
Sorry, my
You
bad.
jumped my gun, man.
I'm sorry. I was like, wait. I thought we were gonna talk about the coolness that he did.
Yeah. No. So, like as Mike said, so jumping into hobby highlights now. Like, tell me how you did. We had 8 players.
Yep. Yeah, and it sucks because we could have definitely gotten more.
Almost
But
fell
again,
on my chair.
one box can only support 8 people with draft. But it was cool being able to draft this game for the first time after, I know how to play. I just don't get a chance to play. So it's cool seeing the rest of the cards that I wouldn't look at because, here's a good guy card. It's not Bosk, so let's toss it out. But no, it was cool. It was cool seeing. I know we had one of the players was his first time drafting.
Cool.
This set. It seems like they had a great time. It was cool all around. And then I feel like the biggest cool thing that happened was we'll have to try to get a picture of it. But one of our customers and one of our players,
shout out,
yep, Kenan, shout out. He opened the showcase Boba Fett card, leader card. That it's one. I think the odds are 1 in every 6 boxes. So pretty much one per case if you get lucky. And Boba Fett happens to be the most expensive of the ones because, Boba Fett's cool and whatnot. Yeah. But yeah, that was cool. It was cool to see because that was, I think, the second showcase that came out of the boxes that we had here in store. But this was the first one, at least for me, that I got to see open in real time. So it was cool. The whole room erupted. It was truthfully, it was a cool time. Yeah. Card's super cool.
Sweet. How did you do in the draft? Did you win a few games?
I ended up going 2-1, and I lost to Ron. And Ron was playing the stuff that makes Ron Ron's decks in Star Wars are pretty much his draft deck. So I was not expecting to do much against Ron, but it was cool. We're super lucky that the people who play with us are super cool, and so it was a good time. Then I went 2-1. Oh, sweet! I got third place. This is awesome.
No, you guys were psyched, man. There was such an energy in the store, and I loved seeing you be able to play because you're usually stuck behind the counter,
selling
or doing eBay, selling the things, doing eBay, whatever it is. And it was great to see that community. I'm playing. I played a little bit. I would like to jump in a little bit more and play some more games. But the community is so wonderful with Maria and Billy and Joshua and all.
Everybody's super solid. Jason. And again, it sucks because right now there's not really stuff for you to buy. So I guess depending on when this episode releases, the new set should be pretty much right around the corner and/or might have already come out.
Mm-hmm. I think this is July 8th. Heads up, I think.
Okay, it would be, if this airs when it's supposed to, this coming up Friday, July 12th.
Okay.
Because I'm definitely
I'm
definitely not time traveling here. Should be the release of the newest set.
Sweet. Good. Yeah, and then I have to say, just because you mentioned Ron, I've never said this before, but Ron and I have this funny thing where, so Ron's a great friend of ours, great friend of the shop. Every release night where I get this podcast out and schedule it to be released on Monday morning, I think of Ron. Ron's the guy that I know he's one of the first to listen to it. I've basically based our release schedule time-wise at 8 a.m. on Monday morning or whatever so that Ron can listen to this on his work time. And Ron, if you're listening to this, I've basically put the pressure on myself to get this out as early as possible on Monday morning just for Ron. Just so he can listen to it at the appropriate time during his work schedule. And then he usually emails me right after he listens to it and gives me a little review. It's really cool. He'll just be I thought this was funny. Oh, and by the way, da-da-da-da. We just have a little conversation about it. It's nice. So big ups, Ron. Hobby highlight. Alex, what do you got going on? Hopefully by this time you're playing more BattleTech. But also, hopefully by this time, you're in Europe. Future Alex, you are in Europe and having fun.
No, by July 8th, you won't be in Europe.
I won't be in Europe.
Oh, you won't?
Time travel doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's the 12th.
Oh, shoot. Okay, never mind. All right.
You doubt me. I'm the time travel expert.
Yeah. Okay. So anything fun going on hobby-wise?
Not much, really. I mean...
Hey, that's my thing, Alex. What the heck?
I'm sorry, my guy.
Not really.
Not much.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Just still building my own decks and haven't played them really.
Okay.
Except once. And I won with an Angel's Grace, which was dope.
Sweet.
Is that you don't lose the...
Yeah, somebody went off with Niv Mizzet Curiosity, and they happened to try to kill me last night, Angel's Grace. So I was like...
That's funny.
Nice. I was thinking, I just had this apostrophe. Lightning struck my brain.
Happens.
What if we do a small Patreon exclusive episode where the four of us play D&D?
Oh, God.
I've played all of one session of D&D.
That's what I'm saying. I just thought of this because I was like, Alex, why don't you play D&D? And then I was thinking back to the Hiroko episode. What if we do like an exclusive where maybe Hiroko leads us in some D&D? I don't know. I'm cooking.
I don't think there's a maybe. I don't know
That's
that
gotta
anybody
happen?
else wants to put up with us other than Hiroko after some bribery.
Anyway, all right. We'll think on that. Mike, you're currently hobbying as always at the table. What's going on?
This T-Rex
I see the head now.
coming together. I'd like to think that by the time we're done tonight, you'll have a new mascot for the store
Oh, okay.
of robotic dinosaur.
What does it do?
That is still to be determined. Supposedly it's going to walk.
Okay. Kind of looks like Yoshi.
I mean, I guess, yeah. But doesn't he need a rider for that?
No.
Yoshi get rid of it.
Yeah, but not always. It's a green, small T-Rex. Kind of like cartoonish. Looks like Yoshi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can name him Yoshi. We'll
Next
have
in front of it will be
Sebastian the monkey and Yoshi the
Now we have to
T-Rex.
find the chimpanzee metal buildy
The
thingy.
rider.
Yeah, when you have him right.
You're building that one, all right? This is
I will say this looks horrible, but also it is kind of mesmerizing.
It is. Watching him work is pretty cool.
this is
Because I'm not doing it.
This is where the OCD serves me well.
This looks like a crazy IKEA/Lego manual. I can see
Like
that.
it's weird. This is like it's impressive, cool. They designed it. It's a thing. It's coming together. But I'm really struggling to find this fun. Like if I gave this to my 12-year-old version, you know,
Yeah.
time traveling as we do,
Sure.
I think my 12-year-old version of myself would be like, what the fuck, bro? I didn't ask for more homework. But, you know, when it's all done and it's walking and you can come in and see the walking contraption of dinosaur that I built, we can all laugh together.
Yeah. By this time, come on down, listeners, and check out Yoshi, the robotic dinosaur. Hobby highlights. Is this a highlight or is this a low light for you?
I feel like this is my punishment.
Hobby punishment.
This is my pseudo-sacco punishment times my penance for stepping on a landmine. Yeah, this is everything I deserve.
Watch this be the coolest thing you've ever built, though, later
And
on.
then I'll be so jazzed.
Yeah.
I'll be like, did you see Yoshi? He just jumped on the table. Let's go.
As far as hobby highlights go for me, I've got more commission work. Casner always putting me to work. I love it. And this one I'm really excited for. He gave me a 3D printed zombie dragon crouching on top of a tomb, a sepulcher. Looks rad, like a graveyard thing. And I was like, yes, of course I will paint this. This will be amazing. So very excited to work on that. If you give me any sort of weird zombie undead thing to paint, I will have fun with it. So
What if
thank you,
it's-
Casner.
2 bins of undead terrain.
Ooh.
No. No, because I actually have the old school graveyard set from Warhammer, and I've painted like 3 of them. I think the store has it too as well. And I still don't look forward to painting that. No. So terrain, not so much. Zombie dragon, yes, I'm excited. And once I'm done, I'll throw some pictures up on our show notes. So once we get it done. Moving forward, so we've had a lot of Nat 20 energy in the store lately.
Man. I'm gonna roll one of these days.
What did you try and get me?
I've had so
today?
many good ones and none of them have landed.
So for first-time listeners or people that don't know, On a Nat 20 is our fun in-store game. We take the big purple old-school D6, or not D6, D20, roll it in the green little dice tray thing, but you state something. On a Nat 20, this happens, blah, 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 blah. Boom. If it 20s, law happens. We've had a lot of fun, weird statements with this, and we've even got rules on rebuttals now and all that. But Mike, you tried to get me with the fish tank a few weeks ago.
Man. Didn't pan
And then,
out.
the haircut.
Yeah, the haircut was gonna be good.
Okay, tell us about that. I'm so glad it didn't
I don't
happen.
know. I just had this moment. I had my own apostrophe. And I was like, oh, I got it. Nat 20. We put the Arizona D-backs logo, like, cut it like a fade cut into his hair onto the side of his head. So he's got just that big A on one side. I didn't say anything about the snake though. The snake D, I can still roll that one. So I might roll for the snake D next time, and he might have just a big ass D with a.
No.
Yep. And I'm gonna up that one too. When I roll, I'm gonna say, and every time they hit a home run for the rest of the season, I want to see.
It's bad enough I hate snakes, that's my phobia, and then to have it on my head.
Yeah.
You'll never see it, though.
You don't have to see it.
Yeah, good point.
There you go.
Good point.
You'll be fine.
He'll go to the mirror. Wait, just my head.
You just look slightly to the side. Oh, my God.
Gosh,
Yeah.
don't like that.
But first, I got to roll it. I keep whiffing on the rolls.
Good. I have a rebuttal for the other one. I got that one. But
Oh, then Johnny got me recently. When I get
what do
back, I have to shave off just the middle part of my mustache all the way
that's
down.
right. Yeah, Gianni hit him with a Nat 20. You have to. Alex has to shave like a racing stripe into his.
It was that, or I have to shave off everything except just the tips of the mustache. Can you do both?
I like that.
He wanted that one, but he's like, no, I'll give you
That's
options.
good. All right, when we do, is this a pre-Europe shave?
No, this is post.
Post-Europe shave.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not nearly as funny.
Yeah, I know.
It's the style of
we
Arizona,
will-
guys. Come on now.
We will have pictures for sure. We will have that up. But that is on a Nat 20. And listeners, if you have any funny on a Nat 20 stories or requests, get at us. We will roll for it. And at some point, I keep saying these lofty, fun goals, but I want to do like a live stream of just Nat 20s. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be a donation thing. You can throw some donations and we'll roll Nat 20s for each other and we'll see what happens. I don't know. It'll be fun.
I'm going to get hit with like 17 different tattoos for one haircut that never lands. I'm just going to be like, okay, you're going to get a haircut. Damn it, 18. You're going to get a haircut. 2. Good.
We're going to look so terrible by the end of this summer.
Yup.
All right, what's in the case? This is when we highlight our case decks, case Magic the Gathering decks, stuff that you guys build and sell. You test these, you come up with the fun designs, create them. It's usually out of some insane idea.
I don't know why it's insane.
Well, some of them are really out there. I don't know.
Delusional, maybe.
Delusional.
You said previously in a previous episode, you're like, was it you, Alex, that said like your bad case deck ideas keep selling?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody else said it.
Yeah,
They do.
They sell. You know why? Because they're not bad ideas.
no, they're just not appreciated. They're not appreciated in their own time. So what do we have in the case now? What's a deck we want to highlight?
Dr. Chris Pine.
Dr. Chris Pine wins with songs of unrequited love and fire.
What?
Okay.
Say it again.
No.
Dr. Chris Pine wins with unrequited songs of
With
what?
songs of unrequited love and fire.
Ooh. Okay, tell me more about this because it's the Chris Pine character from D&D, right?
Yeah. And
So-
it's is it Foretell
Is it Mike deck?
bullshit?
For tell stuff, yeah.
Remind me what colors is it?
Blue red.
Blue-red. That's right, yeah. Oh, duh.
And it does the turn things like as it does. Like I saw
Is this Renfield?
It's not. It's
legally distinct Renfield.
legally distinct Renfield. No, because we have a Renfield in the case. We have Renfield 2.0.
There's another Renfield in the case?
Isn't there?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so.
I feel like at any point there's at least 4 Izzet decks either in the works or already in the case. So
If you ever have red-blue lands to trade in,
We need a...
we'll take them.
So what does Dr. Chris Pine do?
I saw it once take 30 extra turns.
30.
What?
Yeah.
I got 30 extra turns on one play. It was great.
You're a dick.
Yeah. But it won on my favorite win condition. So I got 30 extra turns.
Just
You
call it.
guys want to play this out? No, you're good.
Oh, man. And then why is he winning with songs of unrequited love and passion?
It's not love and passion.
What is
get
it?
it right, Corey.
It's unrequited love and fire.
Okay, tell me more about that.
There's some burn spells. There's some. It never wins with burn though. I mean, it can. Electrodominus is in there, and then I think there's an OG Fireball. I don't know. I didn't know the character's name, so I made it Dr. Chris Pine.
Why is he a doctor?
What do you mean? Why is he a doctor?
Why is he a doctor? Like, he's not a doctor in the movie, right? Well, you guys are looking at me like I'm fucking insane. Why is he a doctor?
Why wouldn't he be a doctor?
I don't know.
Okay, enough said. It's Dr. Chris Pine. Deal with it.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Wait, what kind of doctor is he?
The Chris Pine doctor.
Well, I don't know. Is he a dentist? Is he a medical doctor? Like, what is he? What?
He's got his doctorate in music
Oh, okay.
and songs of unrequited love.
So
and fire.
terrified with the way you're looking at me.
He's got a doctorate in music. He's a bard. What are you thinking?
Okay, all right.
Gosh.
Jeez.
Gotta spell it out for this guy.
Okay. Damn it. Please, listeners, tell
finally
me
got
I'm
that.
not insane.
No.
Did we finally get that?
Yeah, I got it. Did you not know about this?
No, I
Here,
didn't.
I'm going to play it in all its glory again. Yeah, there it is. I know. Oh, my God. Okay, so Dr. Chris Pine, Izzet deck.
So what it does is it plots. No, not plots.
It
It
foretells.
foretells. So you pay 2 to put it. It says that like the commander says you can foretell any card in your hand. Any
Pay
card.
2 and put it face down, right? Isn't that what
Pay
it is?
2, exile it face down, so nobody else knows what it is, but cool. On a separate turn, you can play this card foretold for 2 cheaper than its printed mana
Because
cost.
you've already paid up front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You put it on layaway.
But then there's ways in the deck to cheapen foretell. There's ways in the deck to just cheapen your spells, period. Oh, it's an instant, and it's foretold. So now it's 3 cheaper, 4 cheaper. So you just get these big, splashy sorceries that tend to multiply, and generally tend to multiply extra turns or burn spells. I don't really know what the win can... Like, it can mill, right? Because it's got the Jace and the Labman.
It can mill.
It's got the Labman wins. It's got the Thoracle in there, but that's not really how it wins. Like, that's just in case, like, I need a win condition in the deck. So it's got the Thoracle package.
And it
but
can draw a lot of cards.
It does draw well.
It kind of has like a weird storm effect too, because once you like foretell these cards up there, you're kind of like saving up for one big turn where you're just like,
Yeah.
Oh, you're just kind
Yeah,
of...
casting,
it's a
casting,
lot of
casting,
setup.
casting, casting.
Like most of the Izzet decks I built, it's a lot of setup. Look, I'm nothing to see here, nothing to do. Like, don't worry about me. And then you take a bunch of extra turns. And,
30 fucking turns later.
Yeah. well, I mean, you only play like one extra turn.
No, yeah. And then you... Guys,
Like,
do we really
guys,
need to do this
Yeah,
dance?
like, I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to get there, I think.
Oh, that's good.
Whatever. It's a fun, pretty deck. It does things. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody got it and then was like, I'm just going to loot this for pieces because it's got heat.
Sure.
It's got straight heat because it was a deck that I enjoyed, so I put all the pretty cards in it.
Are we listing these on TCG at all, or is it just straight case?
You can't sell decks on TCG, can you? It's sealed, you can, but not
Okay.
like... But
Because
we've
it's
got-
just too many.
Yeah, we've put some of them
factors.
on eBay, and we've had a couple sales on eBay of whole decks, which is always satisfying because I get to say to everybody, I told you!
So yeah, for you out-of-state listeners, if you want to come by Chris Pine, something out.
Out of state and out of country, because
Dude.
update, I'm tell you what, right here, check this out.
It's like when Germany suddenly orders that deck and you see
Yeah.
an eBay order to Germany, and you're like, yeah, let's go!
Dude, we are huge in Germany.
See
And
that?
by that, I mean
7 listeners.
7 downloads.
Let's go!
Damn.
Is that
Yes.
7 listeners, or is that one person listen to all 7 episodes?
Oh, wait. No, it's 12. 12 downloads in Germany. So US, at this moment, we've hit over 1,000, which probably in the future, as you listen to this, got time, whatever. As you're listening to
Just
this,
don't high-five yourself, all right?
never walk alone.
Yeah.
As you listen to this, we're probably reaching 1,200.
What is going
That's
on?
my guess. But we have 12 downloads in Germany. Then Brazil, we've hit 3 so far.
Oh, that's cool.
Italy, 2. Indonesia, 2. Costa Rica, 1. Bosnia and Herzegovina,
No way.
yep,
That's cool.
1.
Okay.
Angola, 1. Taiwan, 1. Australia,
Angola.
1. Yep. And weirdly, the UK, only 1. I thought that would have been up there.
You know what? I'm good with Angola.
UK, north from Northern Exile. Listen to us. We love you. Michael and I love you. Listen to us. You're in the UK. Come on. Let's go. Let's get you as a guest. Oh, I'm shouting out, calling out guests right now. Canada. I don't think we have any Canada. The guys from Lorehammer, Mark specifically, I'm calling you out. I want you on this show.
Let's go.
I am a huge Lorehammer fan. I am, what the hell's his character name? Oh my God.
That's a bad statement to follow up. I'm a huge Lorehammer fan.
You've tarnished
Trevor Busak. I'm the number one Trevor Busak fan. Mark, you understand. Whoa. Get on this show.
Bold statement.
Please.
Number one
Trevor Busak fan.
So you have the tattoo to prove it. On a Nat 20.
Oh my gosh.
You get a tattoo that says, I love Trevor Busak. More than anyone else on earth.
Fine. Mark from Lorehammer has to roll it though.
Ooh.
That's it.
Why he has to roll it?
Because that's him. Okay.
What if that's the one I finally get lucky on?
Lorehammer's an amazing podcast, and on one or two of their episodes, they introduced each other, and right away, Mark was just like, "Hi, I'm Trevor Busak," and they're like, "What is that? Are you doing a bit?" And he's like, "No, just Trevor Busak." Like he just made up this name and just started going with it, and I loved it. It was so funny.
I like that style.
It was good. Okay, so let me ask you this: getting back to the case decks. Do you guys take requests? Like if somebody came in and was like, hey, Michael, I really want to build this deck, but don't know how. Here's the commander. Can you build this for me?
So in short, yes.
Yes.
Okay. In long?
We do our best.
Yeah. And
sometimes it takes a while.
Sure.
And did you get a chance to talk to Andrea?
Never answered.
No, okay.
Alex.
So we've been doing for a couple years. We've been taking commissions. Like, I want this commander. Cool, we'll build this commander. And we ran into one. How long's it been?
I feel like it's almost been a year.
It's been like a year.
Man, no way.
We've been trying to build this deck for a customer. Andrew asked us for old Obeka, right? Yeah. And she says, you
tap it and then you may end the turn. The player whose turn it is may end the turn.
Oh, she's in my Cedrus, the Trader King deck. It ends the turn.
But it's got to be the player whose turn it is makes the choice, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I tap it, but then you say...
You give somebody, like whoever's turn it is, the option to end the turn.
Right.
Would you like to end the turn? Because I can tap this thing for you.
I do that all the time. Every time I've tested it out, I said, would you like me to end your turn?
Well, in Cedrus, you do it on your own turn so that everything that came in...
That's how the deck works, really.
Yeah. Okay. Obeka. Yeah.
Well, that's how it should work conceptually. But we never had the pieces to build it that way, right?
No. It just never quite got up there.
So, Dr. Chris Pine, that's pretty cool. Oh, man. Rabbit hole, down we go. Awesome. Well, okay, we're going to get to our main topic here. This is one that I've wanted to do probably since the beginning. Didn't really know how to form this and knew that it had to be a few episodes deep because we did our origin story, episode 1, our nerd origin story. This is kind of a sequel from that, possibly a little bit deeper into the lore that is each of our nerd stories, our nerd upbringing, nerd origin story. But this is for those who came before us. So in this, I want us to share with the listeners people or game stores that were instrumental in our hobby upbringing. Could even somewhat be currently, but those who were instrumental in helping you get into a game, helping build the community around you, the community that you were part of, because now we've got our own community. We're growing it ourselves. The folks that pioneered your journey into nerddom. I want to highlight these people, shout them out, give them the thank you that they may never hear. But I am at this point in my hobby, career, hobby, whatever, because of these folks, because of this store. Here's how. And you may see some of that reflected in the work you do now. So I know that's a weighty, lofty kind of ask, but let's just go a little bit I may just ask you guys some questions here. I'm going to start with you, Mike. You mentioned in your nerd origin story all about books and comics.
Yeah.
Would you consider that to be a very instrumental and pivotal store for you getting into the hobby at a young age?
Yes, absolutely. In like a roundabout way.
Okay.
I was into comics. The business model of game stores didn't exist yet. I started high school in 93. Magic came out, and the only place that I knew to buy cards was at the comic book store. And I don't know, it was weird. Like, I appreciate those people from the comic aspect of things, and just kind of like, oh, sure, you introduced me to... My start of gaming was probably Magic. And like the other games, like the Aliens board game that I talked about before, I bought that at All About Books and Comics. I feel like most of the deeper gaming stuff I got into as a kid was from All About Books and Comics. But after that, I took a break from Magic, probably like mid-20s. And like that college era, I dabbled in D&D and like all the White Wolf books, Vampire, Changeling.
Did you play Masquerade?
I did. We played a lot of it.
Really?
Yeah, we played. I have more experience with Vampire than I do probably any other role-playing system.
Let's play that. I am down.
I like the world. I don't like the rules. I play that with like a Genesis rule set.
Yeah.
The blood rules and the way all that worked. I didn't mind the D10 system, but
is it D10?
The original Vampire was D10. Now I don't know what the system is. It might be polyhedral. I'm not sure, but it's in like its third or fourth iteration. And they changed the lore between the first iteration and the second. Whatever. Okay. I played a lot of Vampire. We played like 2-3 years of Vampire, Werewolf, Mage, like all that. Because all that system, for the most part, is the same system, just different rules depending on, you're a werewolf. Instead of doing this chart, you do werewolf charts. Yeah. You're a changeling, you have these abilities as opposed to these abilities. But the way the system worked was all pretty universal. We tried D&D. And if anything, in answer to your question, I feel really bad because I'm good with names when I see them regularly, when I see the faces attached regularly. I am very much out of sight, out of mind. And like, I can't, for the life of me, I think my DM was named Rob, I think. And like, we used to go to his house twice a week. And I could probably tell you more or less where he lived before I could tell you his last name. And so like, I feel bad on that tip, but like I had a solid D&D group that we played like either one of the werewolf games, one of the vampire games, something White Wolf, or we had another D&D campaign that, we're rolling dice and playing. That was fun. But then I took like a good 15-year break to go make records.
Oh yeah.
And there's not a lot of nerding in the record worlds because
there's not a lot of anything outside the studio when you're doing that kind of work.
There's that, and then like legitimately, I feel like unless you are Post Malone, most people in the studio environment will look at you funny for talking about Magic. Will look at you funny like, what are you looking at? Oh, I was looking at EDH Rec. They'd look at me like I was a crazy person. Yeah. So I just felt like there wasn't a space for it in my life. But then I found a shop in Burbank called Emerald Knights Comics and Games, and thank you guys, for real, thank you. You gave me the blueprint for what this is. I like the way they operate. They had a little offering of everything. They had comics as well, which I think I only bought a couple like trade paperbacks in the time I was there, but it was just nice. Like, this is truly one-stop shopping for all of my nerddom.
And did you connect with the employees there?
Yeah. Martin was a good friend. Like, he essentially re-taught me Magic. Magic had grown quite a bit and changed quite a bit. Planeswalkers were new to me when I got back into the game.
Around what year set was
I got back in at Innistrad.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, like Innistrad was my setback. It's my favorite set.
Same.
I mean, the game had just changed quite a bit. Planeswalkers were new to me. Mm-hmm. Wait, it's not a creature? I can do, okay. I remember one of the biggest changes, it might have happened like in my first 6 months back, was when they changed the legendary creature rule. It used to be, if I have a copy of something and you clone it, legendary creature says, you just killed mine by cloning it. They changed it so that, no, everybody could have a copy of that thing. It used to be, there could be one on the board.
Yeah.
And by recasting or by cloning it, like, cool, you pop theirs. So, like, that was one of the bigger rule changes when I was getting back into the game. But yeah, more than anything, just Emerald Knights Comics and Games. If you guys are ever in Burbank, ever in LA, like, it's a short drive, you know, and great spot. People there are amazing. The shop's cool. They've been doing it now 20 years, I think. So, like,
And you feel like they were inspirational in what we've got here now? So
I
like,
legitimately would not have been able to open the store had I not been a customer of theirs for 3 years. I started going at least 2 times a week. It was realistically like 4 times a week. I was drafting or I was playing. I learned to play X-Wing there. I was playing all the board games I could while I was there. And more than anything, just like their business model, the way they do business, the way I tell you guys to be towards customers, I learned from them. And like they had a very, I feel as if we do our best to cater to, I don't want to say we cater to their expectations, but I think we direct how we try and direct how we treat people in a way that like, well, I read that you want me to treat you like this, so I'm going to treat you like that. I think we try and do that. Like we approach everybody as individuals. Is my point really, and they taught me that. Okay. Like I never felt like just a wallet there. I felt like, no, you want me here playing. You see the value in me playing at your tables more than just spending money. Yeah, you know, the spending money comes incidentally by just you provide a fun space for people to exist in.
But the community that they have.
Yeah, and like, well, there's a cool place for me to be, and you have the stuff that I want to spend my money on. Why wouldn't I buy it here?
Yeah.
And like, they just kind of showed me more than like told me. They just showed me that, like, don't worry about selling the product. The product will sell itself. Worry about being cool to people. And, you know, I fail at that at times. I do my best. And I think we all do our best to just like, we're just trying to be cool with you. We'll try and receive you however you come, and we'll do our best to just be cool right back at you. Yeah. And it's tricky at times, but I think that's, I learned that from them.
Cool.
Yeah.
So that seems like they were incredibly pivotal in kind of our lives too, because we wouldn't be here without them. And it's like those that, again,
I can legitimately say that the store would not exist the way it does, if at all, if it wasn't for Emerald Knights. As much as I appreciate All About Books and Comics, I wish they were still around so I could throw them business. Alan retired a couple years ago, but they were like, they planted the seed in my youth, and it was really Emerald Knights that like grew me into like, oh, we can do this. And like, hey, I can figure this out. And look, we did this, guys. 7 years in. Let's go. So yeah. Big ups.
Thank you, Emerald Knights.
Yeah.
Thank you. Alex, let's chat here. I don't know a lot of your origin story. I mean, a little bit, but who are the mega players?
Horrible with names. Like back in high school, I had some homies. Cannot remember their names for the life of me, to be honest with you. That's the problem. But they got me into Magic. Like after school one day, I was like walking home. They were sitting on like a cul-de-sac area that connected to like a catwalk.
Okay.
And like they were just sitting there cracking open. I don't even know what they were cracking open, but they were basically playing sealed.
This is high school, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
these were friends of yours or just like neighborhood folks?
No, they were homies. They were,
okay.
They were
to the
friends.
point where you kissed them goodnight or not?
I was going to say the same thing.
Yes, but I don't remember their names.
Okay.
But
seems so impersonal.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, and they asked me if I want to play, and I was like, sure, I don't got anything to do. So that's what got me into Magic. And then I kind of stopped for a while. Like I got pretty heavy into it, and then I stopped. And then I moved out here, and I met another coworker of mine, Wendell. He came in once. And he really got me back into it. And actually, he's the one that he got me back into it. And he was starting to, like, he had a group together, but we kind of wanted to make our own group because there we were only playing CDH. But we kind of wanted more, like, you know, like casual, like fun. And actually, that's where I first hung out with Brittany.
No way.
Yeah, it was one of those nights. She was
his wife.
Yeah,
just
my
for
wife.
the record.
She was a friend of his girlfriend at the time. And
wow.
And then we really hung out. Like we worked together, but like that's where we really hung out.
Mm-hmm.
And so that I guess is a big influence. But then the thing that really I think changed it was I went all around the valley. I've been like here for a time lived in Surprise, so I would go to Player Draw. Mm-hmm. Like those guys are cool. They were nice. They were nice and being like, hey man, I could get cards here, and like their knowledge and like their card selection really kind of allowed me to like get deeper into Magic.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that really did it was that we never quite had that casual group, and I didn't really truly find that. And I was kind of a nomad going around all these stores until I came here. And this is the first place where I was like, no, this is the casual group that I want to like actually like sit down and play with.
Well, what about folks or shop with BattleTech?
Here.
That was here?
Yeah, that was here.
Okay. And how or who and whatnot got you into that?
I think it was
Miles. Like,
well, no, actually, I think it was Christian. I think they played the first game with Christian.
Painter Christian?
Yeah.
He was playing?
Yeah. But I don't think I actually really got into it then. It wasn't until like Miles and...
yeah, I
like
credit
John.
Miles with really keeping BattleTech at the forefront here.
Yeah. Miles, big ups to you. Phenomenal.
Yeah, that was that. And then, of course, Mike, too.
Yeah.
Showed me the way of clan, and I was like, okay, yeah, this seems...
Yeah. So would you say that you owe your marriage to Magic the Gathering? Because you wouldn't have met Brittany?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Found out later that, like, it was a little bit more range than that.
Okay.
But Magic was the excuse, so...
Yeah. And Brittany plays, right? Like, she plays?
Like, with me,
Yeah.
like, once every 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
Family friendly,
That's cool.
bro.
Damn. I'm sorry.
Okay, this dinosaur now has a head.
Almost.
Almost. I can see
where
it.
does this part come
I have no idea. He's got this thing sticking out of his chest. I don't know. Oh, is it? I think it's supposed to bend up to his neck. Maybe? I don't know.
I think your guess is as good as mine.
Let's see. Michael, comes to you. Let's talk about the major players in your nerd story. Who needs to be shouted out here?
So I think I think I talked about this in the origin story, but I was first introduced to Magic when I was at Walmart. I was
okay.
I was at Walmart with some family members, and I was like, yeah, I don't know what they're doing, and this is super boring. I'm going to go look at all the cool cards. And so get to the section, oh, look, Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah, sure, I know this. Pokemon, sure. Sports cards, sure. Whoa, what's this? Magic the Gathering. I was like, this seems interesting. So I went home, and I kid you not, for like about a week straight, every single day, at least 3 times a day, I would watch it was like a multi-part how to play Magic the Gathering video.
Nice.
And so I watched that on repeat, and then
You learned how to play Magic better than I ever will in a couple weeks by watching a fucking video.
it was just the basics, right? It was...
No, that's what I just heard.
Yeah.
For real. Because, like, either one of you, I will never be able to get to the caliber of play that either one of you is capable of. I don't understand the game at that level. Like, I have trouble with the stack still. You know?
Hey, man, I'm in 4th place here.
You're telling me that in 2 weeks watching a video...
Just the basics, too.
Jesus, I
And
suck.
so I remember because my next door neighbor, when I lived down in Tolleson, this is still here in AZ.
Yeah.
Lived in Tolleson. My next door neighbor had a water plant business. Like
What?
water plant business. She'd sell like, oh, here, come buy some lilies, or come buy some fish, or come buy some water plants.
Oh, okay. Like aquatic plants.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the water plant was. What is a
Plant
water
in the water, all right?
Okay.
So yes, she did like aquatic plants, and
Yeah.
so at least once a week, it would be me and my siblings. We'd go help her for like the weekend, and she'd give us a couple dollars for helping out. And so cool. Now that I had money, I was like, all right, I've watched how to play this game for a week straight. It's finally time to get my hand on some cards. And then close to Tolleson is Alex name drop him, but there was Player Draw. Was really the only store that I knew of that was close enough to where I live that I could go and get cards from there. And funny story, that the way I found out Player Draw existed, There was our like childhood, like healthcare, like clinic, or like general checkup. Just it was like I wouldn't say urgent care, but we would go there to do get a medical
check for scoliosis.
Yeah, type stuff.
Yeah, whatever it is.
And so
do you have the measles, the mumps?
It was one of my siblings.
I know what you're saying.
We were there. One of my siblings was getting checked out, it was general checkup, and so I was with my dad and then I think another one of our siblings. They were like, all right, well, we're not going to wait in here because it's boring. Let's go walk around and see what's there. And pretty much right across the street was Player Draw. And we decided to check it out because on like their like display sign where it tells you all the businesses, it just said games. And so we're like, oh, cool, games? I wonder what that means. We get there, they were closed that day, but we kind of peeking in the window. I'm like, holy shit, they sell Magic cards here. No way. And so a couple of days after that, my dad gave me a ride to Player Draw where I purchased the Deck Builder's Toolkit, which they don't make anymore. It was $20. You got a bunch of semi-randomized sets of cards, and then you got 4 packs to open. And so, yeah, Player Draw became my like go-to spot because, again, it was the only like actual spot that was like a game store that I knew sold Magic cards. And so, yeah, every week after we'd finish planting plants in water and whatnot, I'd take my money, any spare money I had, I'd go there and start buying singles. And this was also when I figured out that at the time, I think they still do, but they had probably the largest selection of cards I've ever seen.
Oh, wow.
It was, you were looking for any card, chances are they would have it.
Really?
So that was always cool, being able to like, oh, I want to build this deck, I need these cards. Cool, go there and, for me, it was 10 times out of 10, they had the card I was looking for. So that was cool. I didn't really play there much. I know I did when Amonkhet first came out, the Magic set.
Mm-hmm.
I went and did a pre-release event there. It was cool. I got utterly destroyed because I, still pretty new into Magic and I have no idea what I was doing. But the one cool thing is they did a big raffle and it was like, oh, whichever table number gets picked, you get a free bundle when the set comes out.
Oh, that's sick.
And so, sure enough, oh, cool, my table got called for the bundle. So I was like, oh, sweet, hell yeah. And so the next week when the set officially released, went down there and got my first bundle. It was cool.
Sweet. Do you remember any of the folks that worked there?
Nope.
You guys.
Hold on. You were at the Amonkhet pre-release at Player Draw? Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure I went to the Amonkhet pre-release at Player Draw.
Oh, sweet. Man.
That is, I'm pretty sure. That is incredible. I got to meet Alex without ever meeting him and or knowing who Alex was.
Yep.
And now
But
look,
yeah,
in the future. Whoa!
Time travel.
And legitimately, it was, I specifically never got the employees' names, so it's not like I knew what their names were and I forgot. And I was also, at the time, Amonkhet was 7 years old at least.
Amonkhet was 2017. No, 2016. 2016.
Cool. Yeah. So 2016. That's like 8 years ago. So I was 13 at the time. I wasn't gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go chat with the guys behind the counter. I was just there and like, oh cool, these guys. Give them a list and they get you your cards and then cool. Oh sweet, boom, here's your money, bam. So unfortunately, I never really got to meet or get to know any of the employees that are there. What was cool though is the last time I went, it was within the last 3 years. It was the same folks who were working. There's 3 people in particular. It was 2 guys and a girl. They were still working there the last time I went after all those years. So it was cool to see that like, oh no, wow, their crew is still kicking it. So that was cool.
If I understand correctly, Player Draw is family owned, correct? I believe they're a family family owned operation. I think pretty sure. I've never been in there though.
Me neither.
Could be wrong.
Yeah. Field trip.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with yes, but I truthfully don't know. But yeah, no, it was.
It's the two guys that own it.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly who owns the place, but I've been told that it's brothers or father son. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you guys this before I get into my rambling of names that I do remember and whatnot. But what do you bring here that you've learned or just glommed on? Wow, that mouth looks sick. The dino looks sick. Okay, Mike, I had my doubts. I take them back. This looks pretty cool. What do you guys bring here to the table that you've taken elsewhere? Like, what are your goals, like, as a Funk employee, as a representative? Like, what are you trying to do that you've possibly learned elsewhere? Mike, you were kind of saying the business model, but also the way that they treat customers.
Yeah,
specifically?
I feel like they just had an unwritten rule of the stuff sells itself. You know, we're stocking the store with sexy. There's no.
Well, that's for damn sure. Look at Alex, man. Come on, baby.
There's no concern about that. It's really just like get it right by treating people like individuals, treating them like. For me, it was an interesting thing that, and I don't know if this was just one employee being really cool or somebody that got it. I was just financially, I wasn't in a position where I could be slinging a lot of money towards Magic cards at the time. So I was definitely building budget bullshit that nobody else was. I built standard werewolves in Innistrad.
Oh, hell yeah.
And like, there was never a good deck.
Red.
It was Gruul standard werewolves with a 4-pack of Ravager of the Huntmaster of the Fells, hoping for that to like really take the game. And it very rarely did. But it was budget enough that I could play it and have fun. And one of the employees there was really cool about, he would trade me like value for value. Like, I have a $30 card, you'll trade me straight out of the binder. That's the store binder. I think with him, I think it was a win-win because he realized I would never play the high-powered shit. I'd never play those super expensive cards. So if I pulled those super expensive cards, they'd go right to him.
Yeah.
He could deal that to somebody else. And instead, I'd be like, here's a $30 card. Let me see your binder. And I'd pull a bunch of $4 cheapies that I could build a whole deck around those. And so it was a win-win. I'm getting a whole deck of like here's the base pieces for a whole deck. You're getting one money card.
Yeah.
It was a good, it was a very nice lemonade feeling. And I think, that informed how I try and make lemonade with everybody. Like, the times have changed. There's less margin. There's more competition. There's definitely a little bit more of, I can't be as lemonade as I'd like to with everybody. But, you know, we still try. Like, we like to not say no.
Right.
If you come in with trade, realistically, the only reason we don't want your stuff is because you want a little bit more than we can afford for it, or we just don't have the space right now.
Sure.
And very often it just comes down to the space. But I don't know, guys were just super cool. They made you feel like a human being. It was, you know, this industry takes all kinds, and any industry that takes all kinds has the backside problem of that, of like, how do you cultivate a cohesive audience, a cohesive clientele when people here come from all walks of life and have different thought processes on like, what's your definition of fun?
Well, expectations.
Yeah, different expectations, different, you know. And again, not every story is for every person.
Yeah.
And I would probably I'd hazard a guess that I know they do bigger tournaments than we do, but from my experience at the time, it was never super competitive, cut to top 8, only they get prized, unless it was specifically like a store championship style thing. On pre-releases, we prize the way they taught me to prize on pre-releases. So everybody gets something, pack per match win, and it was usually you got a pack just for showing up.
Yeah.
Like, you pay for your draft, you pay for the pre-release, you kind of guaranteed you were going to get something else. I don't know. They were super cool guys. I wish I could be that cool. Don't worry, there's time.
Well, speaking of cool guys, so if we're pointing the finger at me on Origins and those who came before me, there's about 4 very distinct characters that need some highlighting here. First, I hope he's listening at some point. We don't have contact anymore. Wow, the dinosaur's moving. There it goes. But an old buddy of mine named Grant. I'm not going to get emotional. Gosh damn it. Here we go.
I told myself I wouldn't cry.
If anybody, those who know me certainly know that I cry a lot. I feel like I'm the Robert Smith of this table.
That's a Cure reference, Michael.
Yeah, Michael, lead singer of The Cure.
That didn't help at all.
No, still nothing. That's all right.
Boys don't cry.
Yeah.
Leave it at that.
Yeah.
So Grant was a young life leader of mine when I was in high school, and I remember the very first time going to his house for a young life event, and my buddies were looking at the 3rd edition launch box for Warhammer 40K. It was Dark Eldar versus Black Templars. I remember it was the John Blanche art on the front cover of the Warhammer 40K 3rd edition box. And I remember Grant showing us this box of like, oh yeah, you've got minis in here and you've got a little terrain. And I didn't know what the hell I was looking at, but I loved it. It looked so cool. And he busted out the sprues and showed us what he had built so far. And he was a huge nerd, and he was into Lord of the Rings big time, which is probably why I'm into it as heavy as I am, or at least part of it. But we became good friends. He was our Young Life leader for years and just an amazing role model, amazing guy. And that Christmas, he bought us all gift cards to the Games Workshop store. And it was just enough to buy like an infantry box. And like, of course, what are you going to do? You can't buy anything else, but you're going to spend money on this game. And now you're in. And that was the sneakiest fucking way to get somebody into a game. Like, here you go. Here's $25 gift certificate. Cool. What are we buying? Well, I can't get a record or I can't get a CD. I can't buy drinks with this. Like, I can't buy food. I'm going to buy a box of Space Wolf Grey Hunters. And now I'm in. Now I'm in. And I remember that day, like going in and like he was so excited, like, I got friends to play with now, you know? And after that, then, yeah, it was Warhammer with Grant. And then Grant also really got into the LCG stuff. So it was Game of Thrones, the LCG, Warhammer Invasion, and also D&D. The first D&D games I ever played were with Grant and our friends, our high school buddies. And he was so instrumental and welcoming. We would all go over to his house. We'd have the table set up for painting, building. You know, we would use Pringle cans as terrain or whatever it was, stacks of books. And he always had like some really cool goth music on and stuff, which again, like this guy, truly, Grant, if you're listening, God bless you. Thank you. Thank you for everything you've done. Now I'm crying. He was so instrumental in my life. And, damn it, and I wouldn't be here without him in many ways. I certainly wouldn't be listening to Bauhaus and Ministry and Susie and the Banshees and Skinny Puppy. And I certainly wouldn't be teaching other people Warhammer. And seeing the joy on people's faces when they first learned this game, and seeing the joy on folks' faces when they're playing Lord of the Rings, the card game, or when me and my 3 of my best friends play at my table at my house. And we've been doing this for 2 years now, playing through that card game. Wouldn't happen without Grant. So Grant, thank you.
Thank you, Grant.
You're a real one. As far as stores go, 2 very instrumental stores, not counting Funk, because Funk has certainly saved my life in many ways, but Games Workshop in Arizona Mills back in the day in high school. They had GW, Games Workshop. The Warhammer company was at Arizona Mills in the mall, and me and my high school buddies, we thought we were hot fucking shit walking into that mall with 2 black plastic cases each, walking in. Yep. Oh, man. We thought we were hot shit. Walking through the courtyard with our stuff, then slamming our cases on the table, ready to play some Warhammer. We were the nerdiest fucking idiots in the place, but it was the best. And there will be a probably After Dark episode about my buddy Stephen Petrick, who asked out a girl in the courtyard, in the food court. Michael knows this story. And basically, this is an After Dark episode for sure when we do this, but this girl was not having it and shrugged Steve off in a very mean way. So if you're interested, it'll be an After Dark episode. Anyways, Games Workshop, the guys there, Kyle specifically was one of the managers, phenomenal guy. We were 15-year-old, 16-year-old idiots, and he let us come in and play on the tables, which is usually not allowed so much in GW stores. Yeah, not anymore. And certainly not in Europe, apparently. Northern Exiles talked about that a bunch, but he was so encouraging, always asking us if we want to learn how to paint. We would sit at like the very most uncomfortable paint table ever, learning how to paint, and he would always like help us learn the rules, and he was just very funny, down-to-earth guy. Walker was another one of the nerdiest guys I've ever known in my life, but so funny. And I remember Walker got really embarrassed once. I brought in a Space Wolf gray hunter that I built, and it was my first kit bash ever, and I still have it. And I will put a picture in the show notes. I took its power fist, I cut a little bit of it, and he's given the middle finger. And it's him and his power fist giving the middle finger out. And I remember going, Walker, check this out. Like, that's my 15-year-old voice. Like, hey, man, look at this. And he was like, hey, no. And he hit it. He's like, you can't show that here. That's inappropriate, man. I was like, all right, well, it's pretty fucking cool though, right? He was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. So those guys were super, super welcoming, and I greatly appreciate them. I even applied to work at that GW once, and I had like my interview in the food court. I did not get the job, but it was good.
Why didn't you get the job?
Good question. So I only knew 40K at the time.
Okay.
And in 2002 or 3, they had Fantasy, they had 40K, they had Inquisitor, they had Mordheim, they had Blood Bowl, like they're more Lord of the Rings, the Battle of Middle-earth strategy games or whatever. They had so many games. I only knew one system, and I knew a lot of the lore of that system, but I didn't know the rule sets on the other stuff. I didn't know how to sell and wheel and deal and sling all that other plastic. So I did not get the job, but they gave me an opportunity. And then lastly, but not least, the store that probably has influenced my experience and they're good.
This thing's missing pieces. Oh, no, they're there.
That's the classic IKEA or the Lego. Lastly, the store that has influenced and helped me the most getting to this point here was rather, because they're no longer around, but Game Depot. Patty and Dave. If you know, you know. Folks in the community that are listening to this, I say the names Patty and Dave, they know. These are some of the greatest human beings I've ever met in my life, and they ran the store for, God, I want to say like close to 25, 30 years.
I think they were on 22.
22 years when they... It was insane. Yeah, they were at Southern and McClintock, and it's where Athoria is now, so there's still a game store there. But Game Depot, they were the two warmest, most encouraging people I've ever met in my life, and they were so sweet. And you'd come in, they'd greet you heartily, they'd learn your name, they'd learn what you were interested in, and wanted only to help you get what you were interested in, wanted only to encourage you to play what you liked. And I played there from high school on, and they were so wonderful. I kind of became known as the guy playing all the Arkham Horror stuff, and I don't mean Arkham Horror, the card game, but like Mansions of Madness and Elder Sign and those things. Like Mansions of Madness, they even scheduled days for me to be there to do demo games. So like my first learn to play stuff was at Game Depot. I was running demo games of Mansions of Madness for them. And they had people coming from like Tucson to drive up and learn, and because of their encouraging ways. It was amazing. They were just pivotal and huge inspirations to me. Patty was so nice, just going around, always like commenting on boxes that people were holding with games like, oh, I really like the art in that one. That's interesting. Just striking up conversation. Like, oh, yeah, that's a really cool Planeswalker. It does this, da-da-da-da-da. And she was so knowledgeable about every game. And she would put people together, too. Like, oh, Michael, you play Battletech? You know, Alex plays Battletech, too. Here you go. You guys should play sometime. And then, boom, you've got a new best friend. Like, that's what it was. That's what they did. It was so cool. So, and then I remember back in high school, they did not have a Facebook. And I remember telling Patty, I was like, you guys need to get a Facebook. Might have been in college or whatnot. And they're like, maybe, I don't know. And then like a week later, Patty comes up. She's like, we did it. We got a Facebook. We started it. And this is terrible impressions. I'm sorry, Patty, if you're ever listening to this. But like, we did it. We got a Facebook, and we've got 10 followers or likes and stuff. And they were so excited. Then they had thousands later. It was great. But I remember she thanked me. She's like, you gave us the idea to do that. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person that has said get a Facebook, but thank you. And the first 500 likes or whatever, they put out a D6 that had the thumbs up. It was blue and white. And it says Game Depot on one of them, and it had on the side, and it had a thumbs up. And they gave me one of those for the first 500 likes on their Facebook page. I'm rambling, but I do. I still have it, and it's on my paint station right in front. It's facing me every time I paint a mini.
Nice.
And I grew up at that store. And so much of what I try and... I'm doing it again. I'm getting emotional, guys.
This thing's definitely missing pieces.
Oh, man. At least it looks like a dinosaur now.
I mean, looks like something.
Yeah. But what I try and bring here to Funk is the excitement and the encouragement that Grant, Patty, Dave, Kyle, Walker, all these guys did for me. And so these are very important people in my life, those who came before us, those who came before me, and I wouldn't be here without them. And I'm going to do it. Mike, you're on this list.
What's that?
You are on those who came before me, like the pivotal people list for me, man. You guys, all three of you, have been so special to me. And I'm going to stop right here before I start crying again. Anyways.
What movie am I thinking about where he's like, I told my son I wouldn't cry? What is that?
Wayne's World.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. It's Wayne when he's...
Yeah.
I wouldn't cry. Michael, have you seen Wayne's World? Nope. Ah, gosh damn it. We're going to watch it.
If you're going to spew.
Spew into this. Anyway, thank you to those who came before us. Thank you to those who come after us. And we'll be slinging and wheeling and dealing, encouraging folks, teaching games.
Jaime, thank you.
Yeah.
For buying multiple Monopoly boards.
Yeah. Thank you to all.
Thank you for being probably there at that pre-release.
Yeah.
Same to you, Michael. Also, Michael, thank you for being here with your friends so I can keep hitting him and take extra turns.
Man.
Oh, man. Store lore for another day.
Speaking of which, did you guys know we're in the third age of Funkatronic Rex?
What do you mean we're in the third age?
Exactly.
What does that mean?
Yep. That's a later episode.
What?
Yep.
No. I got to know more about this.
Then ask Ron. Ron has this mapped out time-wise. We are currently in the third age of Funkatronic Rex.
The third age, according to what principles? Like what are we referring? What's this reference to?
It's like when times have changed, who came about in the store. Like we're now in the third age, based on employees that have worked here, based on the current events that we've got going on in the store. We're in the third age.
Do I get to say Sauron?
Oh, gosh damn it! I guess.
I'll take it. Third age it is.
That'll be store lore for another time. But anyways, this is a good one. Do you guys have anything else?
I want to write a strongly worded ChatGPT letter to whoever designed this thing. How am I supposed to?
It looks good. You're doing good.
Yeah, but that just looks like a pain.
It looks like it's going to break.
Shut up. It's not going to break.
I like how I'm whispering in the mic like he can't hear me. He doesn't have cans on his head right now. Oh, man. Well, thank you, listeners. Thank you so much. Thank you, Michael, Alex, Mike. Thank you for being here. I know this was a long night.
Court, thank you for hosting.
Yes, thank you.
For real.
Oh, you guys are welcome.
It's a job none of us want to do.
Nope.
So thank you.
I love doing it, man. This is one of my favorite days, and I have the greatest job in the world. Thanks to the people who came before us. Doo-doo-doo. Anyways, thank you, listeners. Get on Patreon. Please support us if you can. Discord, Instagram, Facebook, funkatronicrex.com. Shop at funkatronicrex.com. Shoot us an email. Drop us a line. Call the store, 602-531-0433. Leave a message or something. And Mark from Lorehammer, get at us. North from Northern Exile, get at us. James Workshop, get at us.
What was the name of the character?
Trevor Busak. Get at us. Oh, man. Thank you to all of our friends and family for playing with us and hanging out. He's got little dino arms. We love you guys.
Are those going to move when he moves?
I have a feeling they
I
will.
hope so.
Hell yeah.
I have a feeling.
Anyways, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Later. Thank you for listening to the Funkatronic Rex podcast. You can find more of the funk at funkatronicrex.com, Facebook, Instagram, and Discord. If you'd like to support us and the shop, please join us on Patreon by becoming a patron of the Funk. If you're in the Phoenix area, please swing by. Come check us out. We would love to meet you and get a game in. You can also reach us by sending an email to shop@funkatronicrex.com. Stay up, stay true, and don't forget, stay funky.